With an exclusive interview you'll only see right here on KRDO News Channel 13. With law enforcement across the country under heavy scrutiny right now, the Colorado Springs Police Department, their police chief, tells us it'll likely impact the department's recruiting efforts.
Chief Vince Niski also tells us their screening of potential candidates is even more critical right now. And News Channel 13's Mia Villanueva joins us now live at the police station for that exclusive interview with the chief.
Bryn, Josh, the application process for next year's academy is opening up in the next few months, but the chief here with CSPD says the nationwide perception of law enforcement could be scaring off good candidates.
2 months ago, our workforce, our officers were praised for being out on the street answering calls during COVID. In a matter of days, now they're being chastised for being part of a law enforcement that is now being criticized for the actions of officers in Minneapolis. That's difficult.
Chief Vince Niski believes having a diverse force that reflects the community is key.
There'll be some hesitation from minorities to actually apply to the police department, not only here but across the country, just based on what's happened across the country because of the George Floyd incident.
The selection process for the academy is extensive, with rigorous background checks, psychological analyses, and polygraphs. But even with all of those measures, Chief Niski says their extensive process isn't perfect.
I think for somebody to say that there's no way that a bad apple can get through a process, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We do the best we can. I hate comparing this to other professions, but I would say that you can make that same statement for doctors. But there's issues in the medical profession. There are issues in pilots. There are issues across the country with different professions. We're not perfect. We try the best we can.
But Chief Niski remains hopeful that the current challenges nationwide will inspire good candidates.
For somebody to look at law enforcement and say, I see that there's a problem. I want to go into a law enforcement to, number one, learn more about it and to affect change. I think we grasp that. We hope that that happens. We hope that happens in our next applicant process.
Niski says for those who start the selection process this August, they won't actually enter the academy until the following November. Once they do, they'll undergo 800 hours of mandated training, including anti-bias training. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Mia Villanueva, KRDO News Channel 13.